Well, first of all, I thought the first half, especially the first 18 minutes of the first half, were really an outstanding defensive battle. I thought they guarded us very well, put a lot of pressure on us. We tried to do the same to them. Both teams got a couple of key players with 2 fouls and had to sit out. And then we had that, we called a timeout, we put in Eric Swope, and we were able to pick up our defensive intensity. We trapped a ball screen, forced a turnover, and we were able to push the lead back up to 9. And I thought that was a very good sign for us. Then at halftime, we talked about how hard they were playing, how good a defensive team they are, and how we had to step it up defensively, and we obviously did. We were very consistent all the way through the game. We still committed a few too many fouls, but we did share the ball. We ended up with 19 assists. I thought our guards were very good at not turning the ball over. We only had 8 turnovers against all that pressure, and we were able to find the open man, sometimes for lobs, sometimes for threes. Trey McKinney-Jones was great. He's a terrific shooter. He's having a great senior year, and it was a great team effort.
Coach, you guys had 34 points in the paint. Look, a lot of times like you guys had the physical edge out there with your big men especially. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, our big guys are a little bit older than their big guys. Their big guys are very, very talented, and experience has a certain value if they use the experience, and I thought our guys did. We got to the offensive boards a few times and got some second efforts. We were able to draw the help and be under control. Sometimes, and you saw it once or twice where we drove to the basket and they called us for charges. I mean, it's a good aggressive play to go to the basket, but you got to be under control. As the game wore on and we started to recognize that and read the defense better, we were able to find the open man and convert. And a lot of times it was near the basket because it was the big man trying to block the shot.
Jim, are you talking about the intangibles, this team, but they're communicating well. They said all the alley-oops. Do you see that as about as good?
Yeah, I've said this a number of times. I think what Kenny said is right. The guys were here all summer. They really bonded. They really worked hard. They saw the other guy working hard. A lot of times when teams go home for the summer and you don't see each other, guys might be working hard, but they're not working hard together. This group stayed together all summer long, really committed themselves. They've been in the weight room. Jim Crumpos were stronger, were faster, and that makes you more competitive when you have a lot of confidence in your strength and jumping ability and conditioning. You see our guys are used to playing a lot of minutes. We got very good bench, but we still play a lot of guys 30-plus minutes. We're getting more depth at the front court with Reggie coming back, which is really important because he's such a powerful force inside with his rebounding and his ability to score in around the basket.
Is the team playing even better than you thought they would at this point? I mean, would you have figured they'd be playing the way they're playing? And
I don't have a crystal ball. I know,
but when you
forecast what we're going to do, how we're going to play. It's funny when you guys ask about, did you think you'd be 6-0? No, I thought we'd play 6 games, and whatever. If we played well, we could win them all. If we played poorly, we could lose them all. It's just the nature of the game. It's not something before the season's over, I project how many games we're going to win or lose. I never think about losing. I think, hey, prepare to play and play the game, and how you play that night will determine whether you win or lose.
Does a winning streak like this, does it get their attention a little bit more? Is it easier for them to buy in?
I think it gets the opponent's attention for sure. I'm hoping our guys pay no attention to it. I'm hoping they just get ready for Virginia Tech. Because I told them, every game is so different. The kind of defense being played in this league is different every single night. The talent level, the size of the guys. I mean, they had 3 guys 7 foot or bigger today. So there's some things you got to adjust to. The next game, there's probably no 7-footers. So we got to make the adjustments to play well against that particular opponent.
I know that this is a mature bunch, but is it going to be hard for them to block out the external, kind of recognition they're getting at this point?
Well, I know. I don't read the papers. I don't pay attention to the rankings. My staff, what we pay attention to is the computer and the statistics that the opponent has. What are they doing well? How do we need to defend them? What message can we send to our players to prepare for the next game as well as we possibly can? Can we show them video, get them focused on that particular player and that particular opponent? And You know, like today, I thought we played very well. We had only 2 guys in double figures. But we had 19 assists, and we had a bunch of guys with 9 and 8. So that's good sharing of the ball.
Jim, you mentioned the late first half run. You said it was a good sign for this team. Can you just elaborate on that? What were you looking to see something from them, or what was good about it?
Well, we had a couple of guys in foul trouble, and you don't want to go into the half with guys, you know, tentative to play defense in the second half because they're worried that if they foul, they're going to be sitting on the bench. Guys do worry about their playing time, no matter who they are.
Even if you, oh, go ahead.
And so what happens is I have to rely on guys who don't play significant numbers of minutes, like an Eric Swope, who only played today 8 minutes. But those 2 minutes that he played in the first half were huge because they had made their run, they'd cut it to 2. We had a couple of guys with 2 fouls, and we wanted to protect them because the officials were calling some quick fouls. And Eric is a guy who was ready. You know, he's an upperclassman, he's athletic as can be, and we changed the defense a little bit to trap the ball screen, and he was the guy in the trap. And he was sensational. Quick, low to the ground. We forced a couple of mistakes by them, and we end up going ahead by 9. That's a big difference. That's a key part of the game, and it gives you a little bit of a separation from your opponent. You can go in then and talk about it. Had they made that run and we're down, all of a sudden the circumstances change.
Even though you don't read the papers or whatever, the rankings, but can you talk about what it means, the national attention that this program is going to get now on ESPN? They're talking now, tomorrow the rankings come out, and I'm sure, is going to bump up. What does that mean to the program?
Well, the way I look at it is our basketball program is really a part of the marketing arm of the university. And people read the papers, they watch the games on TV, and they often make judgments as to what kind of school it is based on what they see and what the media talks about us. Right now, anything that's positive is a very positive thing for the university. It's a positive thing for our athletic department. You know, the other day we had a bunch of recruits in from football. It helps them with recruiting, and it certainly helps us with recruiting because we tell all the kids that we're recruiting, watch us, we're on TV, read the papers, we send them articles, and they get excited about that. They want to go to a school that is successful. Everybody wants to be around success.
Jim, are you disappointed the students didn't storm the court?
They didn't?
Is it getting too blasé around here?
No, I told you the other day, I think students should always storm the court. It's a way of being involved and feeling connected. That they didn't is no reflection on the game or anything. It's just the circumstances.
Kind of similar to what Michelle was talking about. This is the first time the program has been 6-0 in a conference. Could you maybe talk a little bit about what the significance of that is, how you see it?
Well, it means we have 12 games left on our conference schedule, and every game is significantly important. You don't look to the past, and you don't look to the future. You stay in the present. And, the expression is the past is history, the future's a mystery, but they call it present because it's a gift. And we want to stay in the present and stay focused on this gift we've been given, which is an opportunity to keep playing basketball together and hopefully continue to play very hard and very well.
Jay Williams said during the game that you guys are a Final Four team.
Well, if we're still playing in April, then he's right.
Thanks, Coach.